Hey guys, today's Saturday, August the 9th, and I had mentioned that I was going to show you how I can peaches, and I want you to remember, this is how I do it. I'm not a professional, and actually I'm trying something new. These are the peaches. I don't even know how many pounds there are, but it's a big size box of peaches that I bought. And the old farmer loves canned peaches. And I like to use my own peaches because then I can kind of control how much sugar's in there. I use a very light syrup, as light as you can. So this time I'm trying something new. Setting up is probably what takes the longest. I've got a pot of boiling water here. I've got a pot of ice water, and it's just plain ice water here. And then this is a bowl that I'll put my peaches in, and I'll show you what I'm doing. You're going to hear the dishwasher in the background. I'm getting my jars ready. I was going to water bath can, and that's the only way I've ever done it in the past. But I want to give this a try. I'm going to pressure can them. Okay, guys. I'm going to take my peaches and drop them in the boiling water for 30 to 60 seconds. And I'll just do one right quick. Rattle bang. So I'm going to drop it in there. I'm not going to do one. I want to get this over with. Personally, I don't care to do peaches. I think it's a pain. But it isn't that bad. It's the peeling. And you can do tomatoes the same way. Dump tomatoes in boiling water and then put them immediately in ice water. And that helps to remove the skin. Go down in here. And the reason you put them in ice water, you don't want to cook your peaches. The reason I'm going to pressure can this time is I have always water bathed. And like I told you, it's because it takes less time. Once I learned how to pressure can food, I much prefer it over water bath canning. Okay, that skin looks loose. Come over here, put it in the ice water. Basically, when the skin looks like it's loosening up, you just dip it out. And I'm not sure how many peaches I'm going to end up getting out of this, or how many jars. I'm doing pints and quarts, since it's just the two of us. But I will tell you, the old farmer loves them so much that once he opens a jar, he'll usually eat that jar within a couple of days. These peaches are delicious. They're so sweet and juicy. We get them out of Colorado. That water hot, and the skin just peels right off. I suppose if I had a knife, it'd probably go a little bit quicker. As you can see, it's just peeling right off of there. So right now, what I'm going to do is finish peeling and put them in this bowl, and I'll come back when I get a few in there. Okay, I'm going to show you right quick where I'm at. As you can see, the skins are coming off some of these. I'm probably halfway done. I got peaches in the hot water, peaches in the ice water, and these are my sliced peaches. And I stop every now and then and stir in the Fruit Fresh, which is ascorbic acid. They still taste the same whether they're brown or bright yellow, but I guess they're just a little prettier. Anyway, I'll be back when I get ready to pack my jar. I'll show you what I ended up with. This bowl is a very large stainless steel bowl, and it is heaped full of peach slices. But I do want to point out to you, I don't know, you see that ring there? It bugs me, but I know they're going to taste fine, but that was just from them being in the boiling water. So, and I also saved a few for fresh eating. Boy, I'm going to figure out a way to eat those because these are the best peaches. So, I'll get ready to pack my jar. Sorry guys, I didn't come back and show you when I was filling the jars, but I got to do another canner full. I'll show you then. Anyway, I put it in the pressure canner, and you turn your heat on high, and when it begins to, you can barely see it, shoot a steady stream of steam, you let it do that for 10 minutes, and then you put your weight on. Now this is my canner and my altitude, so it's 10 pounds pressure. When this starts to jiggle, and I'll come back and show you that, then you time it for peaches, it's 10 minutes. Okay guys, now it's starting to jiggle, and I need to turn the heat down. In my particular canner, you want it to jiggle like that, I don't know, every few minutes. And you start your timing when you get the heat and the jiggling regulated, because what you're doing there is maintaining the proper pressure to make sure that any bacteria is killed and that the jar is sealed. So once that starts, I get that regulated, usually takes me just a few seconds, then I'll set it for 10 minutes. Okay, the timer has gone off, and all you do now is turn off the heat. And you need to let it set and pressure down on its own. Never pull that off. Definitely don't try to take the lid off. Don't immerse it in cold water. You just want to let it, the pressure come down by itself. And by the way guys, I was just watching Totally Happy, and I think I said it was Saturday, August 9th. Thank goodness I was watching her. Today is Saturday, August 11th. See you later. Hey guys, while I'm waiting for the pressure to come down on my pressure canner, I'm getting the next jars ready to go. I wanted to make this as low sugar as I could, and for some reason I always thought you had to add a syrup of some level. But I just did some research and found out that just hot water. I don't know where I got that. So anyway, by slicing my peaches and having the Fruit Fresh over them, and they sat for a while, they made their own juice. So I've added as much regular peach juice as I could to the jars, and then I'm going to fill the rest of the way up with hot water. And I have well water, so I just use tap water. And even though my water's hard, by the way, we do have a water softener, so. Anyway, what I'm doing now is making sure I got all the air out, because if you don't get the air out, what you end up having is, by the time it all cooks down, your level is going to drop down low. It'll be okay. This doesn't look as nice. And you bring it to about an inch from the top. And I'm going to go around and do that to all the jars. Add the water and get them ready to go. And I'll be back. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the lids on. You want to wipe the rim, make sure there's no food, no sugar. At the same time, you're checking to see if there's any glass chips. any chips. If they are chipped or cracked in any way, throw them away. Because it's just going to end up probably not sealing. The jar could break and you're going to lose that jar of product, whatever you're canning. I'll go ahead and put a lid on. Okay guys, these are Tattler lids. They're reusable, and it's a rubber ring on this plastic lid. Tattler lids are put on just a little bit differently than the older lids. Put it on as you regular would. You use a ring, tighten it down, and then back off just a little bit, because you want it. What happens when it's processing is the lid kind of raises and goes down, up and down, and then when you bring these out, you tighten it down as tight as you can. But when you put them in, you back off. Then let's use, I've got about half and half. On the old-fashioned lids, you just put it on, put your ring on, and tighten it finger tight. And these are ready to go in the canner. Okay, I'm going to finish that up and I'll be back. I'm going to test and see if this is ready to open. What I was listening for was a hissing sound, and I did not hear it, so that tells me that the pressure is down. And open your lid. And always open it away from you. I burned myself once. Because these are going to be hot and they're probably still boiling. Another thing I want to warn you, don't be surprised if the liquid and the peaches have separated. That happens. When you take them out, you want to put them on a towel or something so that the hot boiling jars don't touch the cold surface. That will cause the jars to crack. This is one of my Tattler lids. So, I will take and tighten it down. Well, didn't get all the air bubbles out. See my liquid level? You probably can't see that one. Liquid's down to there. I got more peaches in these jars than I thought I did. Okay, so anyway, I'll be back. Okay, what I did was I got water, I believe it's called siphoning, and sometimes the liquid from your jars will come out into your canning water. Like I said, it's not going to hurt if your water level's down, as long as you have a good seal. But I dumped that water out and I put fresh water in. And all I'm going to do is reload my canner and do like I did with this batch. We've ended up with 4 quarts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 pints of peaches.